Alright, hey YouTube, it's Griffin Warlock 66 back again. Yeah, it's Thursday. I know. I don't usually do a video on Thursday, but you know, don't mind the game too much. It's just a backdrop for what I'm about to talk about. But let's get a change of scenery instead of 47's bedroom real quick. Let's go down here. Yeah, let's go down here. And let's go to the lower levels so we can you know, have a nice change of pace. But so here's the thing, right? You know, the world's gone nuts and the world's gotten crazy. When I started this channel, I wasn't particularly in the mood to talk about, like, you know, a lot of world events, right? Wasn't going to be political or nothing like that. Wasn't really trying to, you know, do anything except maybe, you know, some quirky challenge runs, that kind of stuff. But here's the deal, all right? We are now currently at a spot where I feel the need to say something, okay? And if I feel the need to say something, the world is really in chaotic state. All right. So here's the deal. Out of all the things that I've seen recently, the one thing that really disturbs me, really disturbs me, is that we have apparently been slipped into an alternate dimension. And the reason I say that, and some people are going to think I'm nuts for saying this, but when was the last time anybody can remember when it was okay, it was perfectly okay for journalists to go to jail just for reporting the news, reporting on an event going on? All right. When was the last time that anybody can remember, years ago, that it was perfectly okay for people to go to jail for posting their opinion? Keep in mind, YouTube, this is all my opinion. It's just an opinion. That's all it is. Just an opinion. Just my opinion, just my view on things. I'm going to do a little target practice while I'm here. Might as well, you know. Yeah. So, here's the thing, you know. Like, when was the last time people, you know, can remember in recent history, in the past, what, 5-10 years, that anybody, and I mean anybody, ended up, oh, I missed that one. It's fine. But anybody was going to go to jail for posting a video, okay? You know, some of the things going on over in the UK right now are insane. Just literally. Okay? There are people posting videos of things that are going on outside of their door, and they are going to jail for it. Okay? On top of that, you've got journalists getting arrested because they want to report on what's going on in Gaza, okay? Now, is YouTube going to demonetize me? Ha! Good luck. I don't have any monetization. I'm not monetized. Are they going to copyright strike me? How can they? It's my opinion. Go ahead. Do something to me. I dare you. Do something to me. Because if people who are monetized can't have an opinion, guess what? The little guy like me, what are they going to do? Take my video down? Go ahead. I'll just repost it. I'll keep reposting it. Why not? I'll do more. I'll keep doing more and more. Oh, eventually you're going to have to give up the battle, right? Okay? So here's the thing. All right? Not only do we have the UK in turmoil right now because, you know, you can't post a video for something that is literally happening outside of your front door in your neighborhood, but you also apparently are not allowed to say anything negative about Star Wars Outlaws. I know, totally weird, right? You can't criticize games anymore for not delivering what they promise? Really? oh, you can't say anything negative about anybody anymore because you might hurt their feelings. Well, let me tell you something about feelings, okay? The truth doesn't care about your feelings. Facts don't care about your feelings. So why should anybody else care about how you feel? Okay? If you make a product, for example, all right, if I made a sandwich, okay? If I made a sandwich, all right? Let's say I made a sandwich for you, okay? And that sandwich was of really, really poor quality. All right, let's say that sandwich was so bad that after you paid for it and you looked at it, you decided instead of eating it, you just throw it in the garbage, okay? Would you feel good about wasting your money? No, of course not. But would I care that you wasted your money? No, of course not. Because the fact remains that you still bought the sandwich, okay? That's the facts, all right? So that's the problem, all right? People think that it's okay to care about your feelings. Nobody cared about my feelings when I was younger. Nobody cared about my feelings when I became an adult, and especially when I became an adult, nobody cared about my feelings. You know why nobody cared about my feelings? Because I was an adult, I was supposed to suck it up, and I was supposed to be okay with it. All right? I do not like the fact that we live in a society where we are supposed to care about other people's feelings. The truth doesn't care about your feelings. Suck it up, buttercup. All right? You know? Here's the other thing that I don't like, okay? Something else that's been bothering me for a while. All right? Why is it all of a sudden okay? And this is coming from somebody who suffers from mental illness, okay? This is coming from somebody that suffers from mental illness, okay? I suffer from what's known as delusions of grandeur. So I have to be very grounded in reality. And what that means is that I have to know that certain things are true, such as when I walk outside when the sun's up, the sky is blue. When I get into water, I'm going to feel wet, okay? My clothes are going to get soaked when I walk in the rain. That's a fact. Everybody knows that. But here's the thing, all right? Why is it okay now for everybody else to put their delusions on everyone else, okay? Why is that a thing now? Why do I have to be worried about what your delusions are and why I need to be worried about your delusions? Let me tell you something. People who suffer from mental illness, we don't have time to worry about your delusions, okay? We don't. We don't have time to worry about that. You know what we got time to worry about? Not dying, okay? That's what we got time to worry about. We got time to worry about not dying, okay? That's all I've got time for, all right? That's it, okay? I don't have time to worry about your problems. I don't have time to worry about what your pronouns are. I don't have time to worry about how you see yourself. So guess what? Here's another little truth, okay? According to genetics, if you are, all right, if you are born with XY chromosomes, you are, shocker, a male. Oh, shit. If you're born with XX chromosomes, this is going to come as a shock to some people. I know, you're a female. Oh, my God. Oh, blasphemy. So here's the thing. When did common sense become rare? All right? When are we going to stop this bullshit? Okay? This is the thing. I'm just trying to be a YouTuber, man. I'm just trying to do little stupid challenge runs with games, okay? That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build some subscribers. I'm just trying to do non-political type stuff. This is not political, by the way, YouTube. This is just my opinion because I feel strongly about it, okay? All right? I'm not politically motivated in any way, shape, or form. But here's the deal, all right? When we have a society that is so broken to the point where even me, Griffin Warlock 66 on here, even me, I have to comment on what's going on. Like what kind of society are we running, man? Like I'm being serious. What kind of society are we dealing with? Because let me tell you something. All right? Let me tell you. I don't know about anybody else, but I know for a fact that I was born with XY chromosomes. Do I feel like I should have been born a male? It doesn't matter. You want to know why it doesn't matter? Because I was born a fucking male. That's why, okay? That's why it doesn't matter. All right? Do you see how that works? Do you understand how that works? Do you get it? Do you understand? Okay, that's common fucking sense, okay? I was born with XY chromosomes. I have male anatomy. All right? I deal with it. Do I feel like I should have been born male? It doesn't matter, because that's what genetics decided I was going to be. Okay? Now, here's the other thing. Here's the other issue. All right? When was it okay to trust your government? When was it okay to take everything your government said at face value? Like, seriously? When was that okay? All right? You know why you're not supposed to take everything your government says at face value? Because you're supposed to challenge your government. You're supposed to tell your government. Keep in mind, YouTube, this is my opinion. Keep in mind, this is all just for shits and giggles, okay? But here's the deal, right? When was it okay to believe what your government tells you? I don't believe what the government tells me. Not all of it. Do I believe that the government is going to do things in order to try and make it better for me? Maybe. Do I believe that the government is lying when it comes to certain things? Well, yeah, of course. What about the $6 trillion in black budget, right? What about that? Nobody talks about that. You know why? Because they just move money around. Well, why do they need all that money? Because, well, they've got all these programs. Why do they need all these programs? Because they're doing things they don't want anybody to know about. That's why. Okay? So here's the deal, right? Why, all of a sudden, why is it not okay to have an opinion? Why is it not okay to show the truth? Why is it not okay to walk out your front door in the UK and film what's actually happening? And when I say what's actually happening, I mean those people that are doing things that they call a riot, right? Okay? So why is that not okay? That kind of thing would have been all over news. Here's another one for you. Keep in mind, YouTube, like I said, this is all my opinion. So go ahead, try to demonetize me. There's no demonetization going on here. You know why? Because I'm not monetized. You want to take my video down? Go ahead, I'll make another one in maybe a day or two. So you can kiss my ass. All right? So here's the other thing. Does anybody know what's going on in Bangladesh? I'm pretty sure you've probably seen it on some YouTube or some TikTok or whatever. Do you know what that country is going through? Does anybody really know what's going on in Bangladesh? Those people have been protesting for a long time. And you want to know what I figured out? I figured out that majority of the people decided to join in the protest. You know why? Because they realize the same thing that everybody else in the world needs to realize. We are ruled by a minority. And we are the majority. The little guys, we're the majority. And you know what happens when the majority decides that they don't want to be ruled by the minority anymore? The majority can make it to where the minority aren't the ones in control anymore. Huh? Go figure. Now, isn't that strange? Now, do we need people to lead us? No, not really. I don't think so. I mean, do you know the difference between right and wrong? I hope you know the difference between right and wrong. Do you? Do you know the difference between right and wrong? Well, there you go. You're halfway on your way to thinking for yourself. Okay? But we need government. Well, in small capacities we do. Yes, in small capacities we need government. For like judicial reasons. We need, but we need representation. How can we have representation? Well, we can be represented in other ways. I mean, did you know, for example, that there's already a system from history that worked really well for electing leaders? Did you know that? I bet you didn't know that. Did you know? Do you know what culture came up with it? Do you know? The Spartans. Did you know that the Spartans, they're not fictional, they actually were Spartans. Did you know that the Spartans had a system of government that if the politicians couldn't deliver on their promises, you know what the Spartans did to their politicians, the people that were in charge, that were running shit? Do you want to know what they did? Okay, so think about this for a minute. Imagine you're a Spartan way back when, hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago, back, in the BC days, right? Imagine you're a Spartan, right? And you're part of a Spartan family, okay? And one of the things about being part of the Spartan family is, that if your guy that you decide is the guy that you want to help run things on a government capacity, you know, in order to keep things running smooth with diplomatic relations and all that, doesn't deliver on some of the things that he promised, you know that you and a bunch of your Spartan buddies are all going to go to his house and they're going to drag him out in the street and they are going to pretty much just, unalive him. Yeah, that's what they were going to do. That's what they did. That's what the Spartans did. That's how they kept their politicians honest. Now, I'm not saying that's what we need to do or go back to. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that's an interesting bit of history, isn't it? I learned that, not even in school. You know where I learned that? My public library, while I was reading a bunch of history books that were way above the grade that I was in. I was in like 7th grade at the time. And I was reading a bunch of different books. And I came across that little tidbit. And I found that really highly fascinating. I really did. I found it really highly fascinating, mainly for the reason of the fact that the Spartans believed that if you promised something, you kept your promise. No exceptions. I mean, that's pretty harsh, but, you know, that's one of those things, right? Now, it's a crazy world when you got me, little old me, Griffin Warlock 66, commenting on this kind of shit, okay? Because I don't want to do this kind of video. I really don't. I don't want to do these kinds of videos. You know, I want to do lighthearted videos. I want to do challenge runs, man. But, you know, the people in Bangladesh, a lot of them, especially the younger generation, are sitting there and they're grinding everything to a halt. At least they were. I don't know. Maybe they have been still yet. The information I'm working with is about a week or so old, so maybe that'll calm down. Who knows? Maybe it didn't. I don't know. What I do know is that they ground everything to a halt, to the point where, I mean, did some people, you know, end up not surviving? Yeah, there were about, you know, 200, 300, you know, a few hundred deaths here or there, whatever. All right, so that's the thing, right? Some protesters ended up, you know, not being part of life anymore. They, you know, they're gone. But they couldn't get them all right? That's the point I'm trying to make. When the majority stops being ruled by the minority and the majority stands up and says, we're not taking this shit anymore, guess what happens? The minority gets scared. And what I mean by the minority is the people in charge. The people in charge make up a fraction of the population. The people in charge all around the world make up a very small fraction of the amount of the population on this planet. Why is it we have a very small few governing the masses? Well, it's because the masses want it that way, right? No. It's because that's the way it was set up and people were made to believe it. That's the problem, right? So maybe, just maybe, you should stop believing what they tell you and stop trusting government so much, because I sure don't. You think I trust the government when they tell me there's nothing to see here about Area 51? Do you think I trust the government when they say, "Oh, we don't have anything here to see about these UFOs"? Do you think I trust the government when they say that there are no men in black? Do you really think I trust the government when they say that they're not wasting taxpayers' dollars because all the funding and all the programs they have are necessary? No, I don't believe any of it. I don't believe for 1 second that the government has our best interests at heart. I think the government has their own interests in mind when they do these programs with the massive amount of spending, black budgets that are not anywhere near any kind of oversight. Okay, you know. Now, granted, there are some politicians on some committees that are making inquiries and trying to get to the bottom of why we need to spend $6 trillion or however much on stupid things like, you know, black budgets. But one of the problems that I have is that government investigating itself is never going to resolve anything. I mean, you know, that'd be like me telling the police that, well, I know I screwed up. I tell you what, I'll do an investigation on myself and I'll let you know what the results are. Okay? That's what that's like. Do you really think the police are going to believe me? Nope. They're going to do their own investigation, no matter what I tell them. And then if I'm guilty, they're going to put my ass in jail. Okay? That's what's going to happen. They're not going to sit there and believe my word, but why is it that it's okay for everybody to believe what the government tells us? I don't believe for 1 minute that the government is telling us the truth about a lot of things. Do I believe the government's telling us the truth on certain bills that they want us to vote on? Possibly. Some of it might be, but I seriously doubt they're telling us the whole truth, and they know for a fact nobody's going to read those things because those things are like 400 or 500 pages thick. I think the least amount of pages I saw in one of those kind of bills and documents was about 277 pages. Are you seriously going to sit and read 277 pages for a bill? Really? Seriously? I mean, be honest with yourself. Are you really going to sit there and read 277 pages worth of crap that the government wants to pass? I don't think so. Most people don't. Most people don't have the attention span to be able to do that because most people aren't interested in politics to the point to be able to do that. I believe that that's the way the government wants it. I believe that's the way they want it. The government wants it that way. They want it so convoluted. They want it so crazy. They want it so chaotic that nobody's going to pay attention when they do shady shit and they end up getting away with it. Okay? Now, granted, I could be wrong. Granted, the government could have all our interests in mind every day of the week. Granted, I could just be ranting for no reason, but here's a question, right? Why is it, for the longest time, the United States government swore on record and stated, when it came to UFOs, there's nothing to it. There's nothing to be found. There's no reason to worry. It's just some swamp gas with reflections and refractions of light. Do you really expect me to believe that? Do you really expect me to believe that the Smithsonian is only collecting certain things because they want to save them for the future? No. I think the Smithsonian has been whisking away evidence of something larger about our origins for a very long time, just like the Vatican. I think the Vatican has all kinds of secrets down there in their hidden vaults that they don't want mankind to get a hold of, because if they did, they would realize, mankind that is, would realize we don't really need certain things in order to be able to worship the God we choose. Well, guess what? Egyptians, ancient Egyptians, for a very, very long time, and if you read the actual evidence and not believe what the archaeologists say, the ancient Egyptians seem to have a very personal interaction with their own gods on a very personal level. There might be something to that. Now, why is it every single time somebody talks about believing in whatever God you want to believe in, and I say whatever God because I'm not biased on religion. I know there are many different faiths around the world. Believe in whatever God you like. I also know that there's something called the Flying Spaghetti Monster God. You know, there's people that actually want to worship that. Hey, all more power to you. Go right ahead. But here's the deal, right? If you can worship whatever you want, then maybe, just maybe, all right, you should just worship whoever you want, whenever you want, wherever you want. I don't know. Sounds kind of cool to me. Believe what you want to believe, right? Well, as far as your God goes, but when it comes to truth and cold hard facts that don't give a flying fuck about your feelings, tell you what, maybe, just maybe, you shouldn't believe everything. And maybe, just maybe, you should try to figure out what the truth is. Because I'll tell you right now, I'm pretty sure that not nay one person knows exactly 100% what the truth is. They'll be like, oh, I know what the truth is. Oh, really? What is the truth? Do you know exactly what the truth is? I wish I knew exactly what the truth was. or is, rather. I wish I knew exactly what the truth is. 100% absolute certainty. Does anybody know what the truth is 100% absolutely certain? No, we don't. But yeah, it's a crazy, crazy world when I, Griffin Warlock 66, have to get on here and talk about this kind of thing. It's been bothering me. It's been bugging me. And that's the thing that I'm doing. And that's why I'm doing it, is because I want to shed some light on this. Now, this is Agent 47, obviously, and it's not me, but this is a launching pad for me to be able to talk about this. And I figured the best place to do it would be in the Hit Mansion, underground, where Agent 47 is nice and protected, where I can feel safe inside a video game with a little bit of anonymity, hopefully. But here's the deal, people. Maybe, just maybe, if you think about it, maybe there's more to the truth than what you're willing to admit. Maybe, just maybe, everybody around the world's got more in common than what the leaders, who are the minority, mind you, the people in charge are the minority. The people running the governments are a small fraction of the population, so they're the minority. Maybe everybody around the world's got more in common with each other than what the leaders want you to know or want you to think. Maybe, just maybe, they divide us because Bangladesh could show us that you can affect real change if you just band together. But then again, what do I know? I'm just a crazy gamer YouTuber with delusions of grandeur, right? What do I know? I just like playing games like Hitman, World of Assassination, where you run around the map like a madman and take out targets. So what do I know, right? But yeah, it's a crazy, crazy world when I have to jump in on the conversation. Oh, and like I said about Star Wars Outlaws, that was a game that early released 3 days ahead of time. $100-something, $120, $130 for a game that only has 14 to 15 hours of content total. Main campaign and side content? Are you fucking kidding me? Really? That's not a game. That's a scam. Say it with me, children. Scam. That's right. That's not the only thing. AAA games have gone downhill. They have. The world governments are acting like everything is fine. It's all fine. It's all hunky-dory. Just go in your house. Don't mind the people outside. Don't pay attention to what's really going on. Everything will be just fine. Don't mind the man behind the curtain. Don't worry about the UFOs that you see flying in the sky. Don't worry about the toxic air. Don't worry about the fact that we're spraying chemicals from planes with chemtrails. Don't worry about all that data from when COVID happened and the lockdown happened, and oh wow, those extra clouds weren't exactly needed, were they? Anybody remember that? I remember that back when COVID first happened and all the flights were grounded and all those extra clouds weren't around anymore. Did you really notice a temperature difference? Really? Did you really notice a temperature difference? Or was it more like you weren't sweating profusely while you were outside? Was it kind of like the Earth kind of normalized during that time? Wow, I don't know. But I remember. I certainly remember. And so does Agent 47. Agent 47 remembers everything. Of course he does. But I remember. I remember when those cloud vapor trails, they call them. They're vapor trails. That's what they are. Oh, no. They're not vapor trails, my friends. They're chemtrails. And when all those planes were grounded during COVID, nobody could go anywhere. Nobody could do anything. Nobody could leave the country. The temperatures seemed to normalize. Oh, did they? Yippee skippy. But yeah, like I said, I'm just a gamer YouTuber. What do I know? But yeah, maybe, just maybe, who knows? Maybe, just maybe, we don't need to be told what the truth is. Maybe, just maybe, if you look with your own eyes, if you start to wake up, if you start to realize that maybe the people at the top, the elites, the 1%ers, only look at you as a number. Hence the reason I'm using Agent 47 here. He's just a number. And what do we do to Agent 47 in this game? Well, we don't really care about Agent 47, do we? Nobody cares about Agent 47. You want to know why? Because Agent 47 is just a number. He's lines of code. He's literally just a number. Now, do you want to be a number? Or do you want to stand up for something that's right? Do you want to be a number? Do you want to let all those people at the top treat you like a number? Because they do every day of the week anyway. Or do you think maybe, just maybe, you need to open your eyes? You need to figure out the people running the world are the wrong people running the world. Maybe, just maybe, the people that need to be running this world are the ones who are the majority. Maybe, just maybe, we'd have a better world if the majority were to wake up and realize what you're being lied to about, what you're having taken away from you, and why are police in the UK arresting people for posting videos. Oh, and on TikTok, the whole TikTok ban, and then that thing about they're not arresting people for posting videos, they're arresting people for posting inaccurate information. Bullshit. They're trying to control the narrative, and they want you to believe their propaganda. It's propaganda. That's all it is. Wake up. You know what? I'll go one better. Not just wake up. How about this? Live. Not just wake up. Live. Live and understand. Live and trust that majority of people out there aren't going to kill you as soon as they meet you. And stop being afraid. Better, the sooner we get rid of fear over things that we know we can't control, the sooner we get rid of fear over things in our environment, the sooner we get over the fear of each other, the better off we'll be. But like I said, I'm just a YouTuber. Just a gamer YouTuber. What do I know? Some people might be like Agent 47 here. Just a number. I, on the other hand, choose not to be just a number. Take it from your old pal, Griffin Warlock 66. Live. And live fearless. Don't let them tell you what to think. Don't let them tell you that your eyes are lying to you. Don't let them tell you what you need to do or what you need to know. Maybe, just maybe, you'll stop being like Agent 47 here and being a number. Live fearless. But that's all I got for you. Take it easy.